We all have hopes for our futures. As children, we want to grow up to become teachers or nurses, firefighters, architects, ballerins, engineers, auto mechanics, maybe fashionistas and whatnot. We hope to find the right life partner, perhaps the proverbial soulmate, and raise biological or adopted children for some of us. And we hope for a peaceful, loving world for all people living in it. But in pursuit of our hopes, we also face the challenges of life. In high school, I knew that I wanted to become a priest or maybe a teacher, so I studied to become a high school teacher in college. During my first attempt at seminary, I realized that I didn't believe much of all those Christian beliefs and that I couldn't continue that path. I also came out in seminary. In spite of my hopes to serve the ministry, I could not follow the way as a Roman Catholic. I eventually found another way of fulfilling that hope of mine. Many of you have hopes for yourselves, for your future, your children, your grandchildren, your neighbors in the world. And some of those hopes are individual ones, and other hopes are broader hopes for the world at large. So you might know that President Thomas Jefferson attended but did not join a Unitarian congregation. And he had this broad hope for the fledgling United States. I confidently expect that the present generation will see Unitarianism become the general religion in the United States. He said and wrote, not just once, but many times in many different ways. This was not just a fleeting hope of Thomas Jefferson's, but alas, that hope of his did not come to pass in our world. As Unitarian Universalists, we hope for a just peace on earth, especially during the holidays. Just like my tie says, peace on earth. How can we hold on to hope as things go on around us? Like I mentioned earlier today, many Americans are struggling with finding hope today. They're struggling to paying their bills. They're very worried about their health care and their health insurance. We are also appalled at the inhumane and illegal atrocities undertaken by our regime at home, abroad, and on the high seas. And warfare rages in parts of the world during this holiday season. The president of our Unitarian Universalist Association, Reverend Dr. Sophia Betancourt, wrote about hope in her holiday letter last week. She writes, "Let us remind one another through our religious practice of worship, action in the streets, feeding our neighbors, singing with children, and educating one another of the hope that is among us in our community and of the opportunity at the turning of the wheel of the year to begin again." Hope as we turn the year. This year's Nobel laureate, Nobel Peace Prize laureate, Maria Corina Machado, radiates hope for her Venezuelan people. They suffer greatly under an oppressive dictatorship with electoral fraud, human rights abuses, rampant corruption, cronyism, and severe economic hardships. We can think of other countries in the world that are facing these things today as well. The Venezuelan regime tries to stamp out hope by censoring the media and brutally persecuting political dissidents like herself. The Venezuelans have not given up. They have not given up hope. They are keeping hope alive. And in spite of all the repressions, Mrs. Machado tirelessly promotes hope for a brighter, better future for Venezuela and her people. And so the Nobel Committee recognized these actions of hers because she fights for the democratic rights for the people of Venezuela to achieve a just and peaceful transition from dictatorship to democracy. That is written on her Nobel Prize commendation. We try to do the same thing in our own United States. So probably about weekly, I write letters to both our U.S. senators and my representative in Congress with essentially some version of the same question. What are you and Congress doing to protect democracy and the constitutional rule of law in our United States from the inhumane, unconstitutional lawlessness happening in the administration? You might think, well, what good does that do? They need to know that people are watching and people are speaking up and people are expecting action. As Unitarian Universalists, we have a shared hope that the world will live filled with love and justice for all people, with animosity towards no one. We have hope for a world where all people have their life needs met with a living wage, affordable housing, and health care. We hope for a world where women and trans people have the freedom of bodily autonomy to make decisions about themselves. We hope for a world where all peoples live in peace with one another, and when there is a conflict, they find means for resolving those conflicts without resorting to violence. And as earthlings, human beings, we seek to tread lightly on our Mother Earth, thus reducing our carbon footprint and taxing our planet's resources more and more. And we hope for peace through justice. That is our hope for the world. And as Unitarian Universalists, and our association has done this, we explicitly reject and condemn the false notion of peace through strength. That's Orwellian doublethink. Peace through strength is a cover-up for occupation, repression, and oppression. We have declared ourselves to be a just peace church that seeks peace among the peoples of the earth through means of justice. And these are our hopes for the United States. Inspired by hope, we Unitarian Universalists create a loving world for all, for everyone. Inspired by hope, we United Statesians, Estados Unidenses, choose life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness for all people in our country, including refugees, asylum seekers, and immigrants. Inspired by hope, Maria Corina Machado seeks democracy with justice and peace for her Venezuelan people. Beloveds, hope lights the Yule fires, and hope keeps those fires burning. And hope transforms the world for the common good. So mote it be. Blessed be.